Hey there, comic fans. I'm back from the comic shop again this week. Went a little bit early here on a Wednesday afternoon. And I got 7 new comics. Pretty good batch, but 5 were from my pull list and 2 were True Believers editions. So they were only $1. So, matter of fact, my comic shop owner was asking, I was picking up my freebies and an extra freebie fell out. My comic shop owner was asking, my friend Robin was like, do you like these True Believers editions? We're like, sure. For $1, why not? I didn't buy the $4 Fantastic Four last week, but dollar ones, how do you not like $1 True Believers edition? Comic shop news. It's like Conan the Barbarian is the news. We got some Spider-Man on the back. Archie, Conan is back with Marvel in case you don't know it. I wonder if Disney's just going to buy Conan one day. They buy everything. Well, what's this other one? Comic Shop News 2018 Fall Preview. We got a Fred Hembeck. Fred Hembeck cover here. And I guess this is the fall preview. Tells us everything that's coming out in the fall. Upside down. Yep, Aftershock, Bantam, Black Mask. About the cover. Fred Hembeck's art has been gracing the pages of various magazines and comics since the late 1970s. We are pleased to have an all-new, all-Hembeck cover again this year. Our thanks to Fred for his festive cover, and his original art is available from Fred on eBay until September 27th, 2018. Oh, so I guess you can buy that piece on eBay if you want. Pretty cool. Now, let's see what else we got. True Believers. Marvel Knights, The Punisher, first appearance? Why is that Marvel Knights? I am not sure, but this is, Spider-Man, 129? Am I right with that number? Originally presented in, is there one of those there? Yeah, 129. I don't know why I'd get it wrong, because everybody knows Spider-Man 129, but, sometimes after I say something out loud, I'm like, is that right? Is that right? And there he is. You know what? I don't have the original of this. I think I might have a reprint of it somewhere. I don't know. But you know what? For $1, I was like, cool. I'll take one. And like I said, sometimes with these, I'll make my own covers for them. I've done that before. And the other True Believers is Iron Fist, the first appearance. Once again, Marvel Knights. I guess that has to do with the TV show. And this is what? Marvel Premiere 15? Was that what it was? Yeah, Marvel Premiere 15. I think I do have a copy of Marvel Premiere 15, but it's in poor shape. I'll have to check. But, once again, what's not to like about $1 reprint of a key issue? That was a decent comic to begin with. Who is this? Gil Kane. Gil Kane and Dick Giordano on the art. Cool. Roy Thomas writing it. Means lots of word balloons. But yeah, this is I like the True Believer ones. So I like that. He only started getting them in. I don't think Roy got a lot of them into the shop over the years, but I'll buy him if he does. Usagi Yojimbo, 6 of 7 of The Hidden. And this is actually Usagi issue 171. Tells you in the indicia which it is. This has been a whodunit, a murder mystery one. So it's kind of like, there's Inspector Ishida. It was kind of, the Inspector Columbo of his day. So this is kind of a cross between a samurai and a Columbo story, I'd say. Because I would say Ishido is kind of like Columbo in that he's very quiet and downplays his strength like Columbo does. But, he's a formidable inspector and he's out looking for murderers. So that's always good, Usagi. And let's see. Get a little Terry Moore, Strangers in Paradise. What issue we got here? 6, that says? What's there not to like about Terry Moore Strange? That's Kachu on the cover. And this series, or pardon me, Strangers in Paradise 25, this is. I keep forgetting that. There's an XXV next to it. So and I think it doesn't even say volume 4 or anything. Let me see if I can find the indicia. hidden deeply. I don't want to look at the last page. Oh, good. Here's the indicia. Not on the last page. It's just, yeah, Strangers in Paradise XXV is the official title of this book, which I guess would be Strangers in Paradise 25 for the 25th anniversary, not volume 4 or 5 or whatever it is. So, yeah, this has been they always give you a little quote for the splash page, and then they get into the story. And this has mostly been about, most of Strangers in Paradise has been about, this is the one lead character, Kachu, and the other lead character is named Francine, and it's kind of been about the relationship between those two characters. That's how I would describe Strangers in Paradise. It's about the two leads and all the stuff that spins around them. But this series has been mainly about Kachu and her past, because she was a Parker girl who was like an all-female team of operatives who worked for a woman named Parker, and they were private sector operatives, and for years and years they did things to, spy operative things that were not always morally on the right side of morality. But the whole organization has been blown up. But they're still out there. There's still some of them, doing good, some of them doing bad. And this one is about the Parker girls kind of fighting amongst themselves, and you don't quite know who's doing good and who's doing bad. But Kachu's caught in the middle of it. Then Savage Dragon, Out for Blood. Latest issue. 238. You know what? It's a brown look. You don't often see brown logos on comics. It's just not a color they use for logos. That's kind of interesting that they did, because the editor and everybody else is always saying, make that logo pop. We've got to get it to pop. That's the word you'll get sick of hearing someone telling you to make that logo pop. You're like, oh, shut up already. But brown doesn't really pop, but works well here. Oh, the Deadly Duo on the back. That's our... He usually has a backup strip in here. Let's see. Yeah, he always some funnies on the back. He's got a Deadly Duo backup strip. And there's the normal Savage Dragon story. I think the last issue was a done-in-one. Savage Dragon has moved to Canada. And there's also, since the Savage... Oh, he got his legs blown off last issue. Savage Dragon has a healing factor, but it's not an instant healing factor like Wolverine's is these days. It'll take him a couple of weeks to grow legs back. So until then, he's got no legs. And like I said, it's the rest. He's living in Canada. He's got a new. I don't want to flip too many pages and give too much away. And sometimes sometimes there's also nudity and sex in Savage Dragon, which is a fairly new. It's been in the past couple of years since Savage Dragon is now the son of the original Savage Dragon, Malcolm, who's around 18 or 20 these days, and he just has some kids, and his wife is a couple of years older than him. So there's a lot of sexuality in this book, as you might imagine from 18 and 20-year-olds. That there's a lot of and there's a lot of sort of celebrity sexness going on in here too. It's tough to describe exactly, but their sexuality is a big part of the book now in a way that it wasn't with the original Savage Dragon. And it's kind of interesting. I find it cool. Well, some of it's graphic, so if you don't like naughty drawings, then stay away from Savage Dragon. But I say go for it. Then let's see. The next one is Encounter, number 6. I think this is the first story in a new arc. Chris Geruso and has drawn it all, and Art Baltazar and Franco are doing the writing. An Encounter comes from, the name comes from like Close Encounters of the Third Kind or whatever kind. Ha ha ha. And it's an all ages book. And Chris is a friend of mine, and I really enjoy his work, so I've been enjoying this. It's about an alien, move over Encounter, Champion is here to save the day. It's about this guy right here and his sidekick dog, who talks, who came to Earth to become superheroes. An Encounter can shapeshift, and he's always got these spots and stripes on him and all the shapes he's shifted to. So And they're just kind of mostly done in one stories, but they continue because there was an overall arc in the first trade paperback about somebody hunting, some other aliens hunting, alien bounty hunters looking for encounter. And the alien bounty hunters were giving him trouble, and he didn't know why there was alien bounty hunters after him. And then issue 5, we found out the resolution to all that. So this is a new one. But if you like an all ages, see that red and blue logo that on yellow, that pops. Nice, woohoo, that pops. But if you like a nice all ages story, this is a good one right here from who does this one? This is Caracal. What is that up there? Caracal Volume 2, Number 1? That's weird. Look at that trade dress up there. It's from Lion Forge, but I think they've got a different name. I don't remember Caracal being on the logo of the first series. But yeah, it's all from a company named Lion Forge, but I guess this line is called Caracal now. There's a little... I don't know, is it Volume 2, Number 1? I guess that is the trade paperback designation for it. So this is being the second trade. Then our last comic of the week is Britannia, Lost Eagles of Rome. 3 of 4. Once again, I don't like the art as much as I liked Juan Jose Rip's art in the first series, but it's still solid. It's not terrible. There's just some stuff that bothers me because it's not inked. It's shot from pencils, and I'm still not always happy with that because I find parts of it are unfinished, unthought about. But the story has been really good. The Lost Eagles of Rome were historically, I forget what the Roman army lost to the Germans in the woods up in Germany. I forget the name. Famous battle that I all of a sudden can't remember the name of now. So he's been, and the Eagles of Rome are their, the banners they held, but they were metal. They weren't banners. I forget what they're called. Stanchions or something. Who knows? But the Emperor Nero wants them back, and he sent his detectioner there to find them. Of course, he's trying to find them, but Nero's a crazy emperor. So he's been trying to find them, but he wanted to talk to, and the emperor's like, you go to freaking Germany and find these. And he's like, well, first I got to talk to people around Rome. And he ended up sailing to Egypt because he wanted to talk to the general who was in charge, and Nero was really pissed that he went to Egypt. And last we knew, Nero was burning him out of the library of Alexandria. So that'll continue in this. I gotta say, despite the fact that the art is a little disappointing, I've had a lot of fun reading this, and I wasn't gonna pick it up at first, but then I did on slow weeks, and now I'm into it and gonna pick up the 4th issue, and everything is good to go. Now let me give you a little look at some background art here, and this is the latest of the big ink drawings I've been doing. You can find a couple of these up on my Instagram. I also put I just made a art video about some little monster drawings that I did, that I also put them up on Etsy. That's it. You can find them on Etsy. If you want to buy a little drawing or a big drawing. But I haven't posted it yet. I'll have to post it a little later. And I actually did this one because I wanted to do something kind of pleasing and pleasant after having done 3, I think, monster drawings in a row. Hold on. I don't think I showed you the monster drawing I finished this weekend, which is this one here, which I actually find a little creepy. It's funny, I've been doing these monster drawings for a few years now, but I find doing them bigger makes them even creepier to me. So sometimes I'm like, I finish one, I'm like, oh, that's just creepy, man. That's creepy. Just in time for Halloween. So I'm like, that one was so creepy to me, I had to do something nice and pleasant to kind of cleanse my brain of it. But anyway, there's a little look at some comics, a little look at some artwork, and we'll catch you guys all later.